Hi everyone, today I'm going to be making my dad's Father's Day card. I'm going to be starting with the stamp sets and then I'll show you the die cutting that I'm going to do today as well. The first set I'm using is from Fawn. This is the Dad and Me stamp set. This is such an adorable set for Father's Day. I absolutely love the outdoor theme and I find the greetings are really funny. I'm going to be using the sentiments Happy Father's Day and your jokes are always a moosing because I'm going to use the father moose there on the top with some funny glasses. I'm also going to be using this stamp set from the new release, which is Mermaid for You, because I want to use this little school of fish here. And that is the only one I'm going to be using from this set today. So I've got a piece of 80-pound Nina Solar White cardstock here, as well as a stamp block and my Memento Tuxedo black ink. I'm going to go ahead and stamp out those images. So here's the dad moose with the funny glasses, and I stamped out two of the babies because one of them, the foot kind of looked funny, so I stamped out another one. And then there's the school of fish. Now I did do a couple practice ones, but it was really easy to place the glasses over top of the face and stamp it on. It's super easy to line up when you have a clear stamp block. And now I'm going to go ahead and color those little images with my clean color real brush markers. So I kept the coloring pretty simple on this one. I used a reddish brown. It's called just 60 brown for the main color for the two little guys. And then for the shading, I used the color dark brown. The antlers I did in a lighter color, that's in beige, and then the nose for the funny glasses, I did that one in flesh color, and then for the sunglasses, I used the color light gray. And I'm going to go ahead and color in the fish in like a multicolor kind of muted palette. And there are those little fish. Now to get the muted colors, I don't actually have muted colors in my 24 pack, so I colored the fishes in yellow, green, and orange, as well as the one gray one in the corner, and then I took that same light gray and went over top of all of them to mute out the colors. So I think that worked really well. So I have my images now all colored and fussy cut out. I also have picked out my cardstock, so I grabbed a piece of just blue cardstock. So this will be the sky in the card that I'm going to build. It is from, again, it's a set from Michaels. I know I show this in my videos all the time, but it's just a big box of already pre-done texture cards and envelopes, and you can get these on sale all the time at Michaels. They're a really good deal. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of die cutting to set the scene. I'm going to be using these papers here, and they are from this big pack of cardstock. This is again from Michaels, and it is 12 by 12 sheets, and it's called the Brights collection. So the only one that's not in this pack is this dark green, which came from scraps that I had. And the dark green scrap came from this pack, which is another Michaels pack. It's this Hot Buy series that has really good pricing, and it's just all greens, 3 different colors of green, which is great for grass and trees and all of the scene building things that you need. So the first step to building this scene was to take these 3 colors and use the largest stitched rectangle border from the Lawn Cuts, the Lawn Fawn set. And this is the one that is the same size as an A2 card. So when I put my card down here, you can see it covers that one completely, and it's a little bit different color than this one. So I'm using this one for water, this one for hills, and then this one for kind of grass by the lake. So after I cut out those 3 colors, I moved on to the orange and yellow, which is what I'm using to create my sun. I went ahead and used the Long Cuts Sun and Moon, which is from the new release, and cut out the inside and outside of the sun. And then I took my Make Me Smile dies and I used a happy face, which is this one up here, to cut out a happy face in the sun. And this is the end product there. I think it's so cute. I used this in my previous card, which I'll link down below if you'd like to see it. I really love having the little face on the sun, and I also think the faces would look really sweet on clouds. So now I'm going to start building the scene with the stuff that I've dry cut out. I am starting with the dark green piece that I cut out, and you can see that it was the shape of the card before, but I cut 2 hills in it. I don't have a hill border die, so I just hand cut that one. The next thing that I cut out was the edge of the riverbank. So that is from the long cuts. Again, we're using the meadow borders, and I used the taller one to make it look like the river grass, and also because it was straight across rather than having a curve to it like the other one here. So then behind the river grass and in front of the hills, I wanted to have a lake. So I just took my blue piece that was the entire A2 size card, because I wanted to have a little stitched border there to be consistent along the edge of the card, and that is going to fit in here, and then this is going to lay over top. Now this is where the fish comes into play, because I'm going to have the school of fish here actually moving along inside the water. So I just have another strip from that sheet that I cut out to put behind, because I'm going to use another new product from Fawn, and that is the slide on over lawn cuts. I'm so excited to give this a try. This will be my first time using it. I'm going to use this one here that's got a little bit of a curve to it. I thought it would look good in the lake, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just use this. Let me grab that out of the pack here. I'm going to use that to cut out a piece on the top layer, and that's why I have the backing one, so that you don't see green through it, so that you see blue underneath. So now I have that perfectly cut out strip here so that I can make these little fish slide across. So I'm going to go grab a penny, some glue dots, and some foam tape so that I can put this together. So first I'm going to put down with glue tape the hills, and I'm going to tuck the little sun in the little spot here so it is peeking through. So the next step now is to put the slider together. So what I'm going to do is going to have this one here propped up with foam tape, and then I've got the penny that's going to go behind, and the fish that are going to go on top. But before I set up the slider, I have to make sure I put that little piece of blue behind there so that no green peeks through. So again, the little piece of blue behind is just going down with glue tape. So I know that looks kind of funny, but basically that's just to do a little masking. You could have it going all the way down. I just took a little scrap piece that I had left. So I have my foam tape here, and I've covered the back part. I've left the top open just to give it a little more movement. If you wanted to move more, definitely do 2 layers, but I think I'm going to be okay with just the one. And then I've put a little tiny piece of the foam tape onto my little penny here, and the penny is going to go inside like that so that I can put the little fish on there. So I'm going to go ahead and take all the tape off the back here, and then I'm going to secure this down with the little penny behind. And like I said, again, you could do 2 layers. I'm just doing 1 because I think that's going to be just fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and position where it needs to go, and then the penny little spot is still sticking through. So now you want to take the tape off the penny, and then you're going to stick the little image, in my case the fish, that's going to be sliding through the card, and you can see the slider works perfectly. Very, very cute. And if you want it to move more freely in your card, you can definitely, like I said, do more layers, because this is more, it still moves really well, but it's not as free-flowing as it would if this was a little bit thicker. Next, I'm going to be putting the little bit of river grass or lake grass beside the lake, but I don't want to put it right down with glue tape. I'm going to again use my 3D foam tape because I don't want the little fish to get stuck on the grass pieces. So that one's ready to go on. And now we just have to add the images that I colored. You can see that this is getting to be a thicker card, so it would be a little bit hard to mail, but I am giving this to my dad, so I don't need to be mailing it. So then I just grabbed some glue dots to put on the dad moose and the little baby moose. And for the last step, I'm going to stamp the greeting on the inside. My dad's favorite colors are orange and blue, so I'm going to do an orange banner. and I've got a little piece of white cardstock on top. I'm going to go ahead and use my mini Misty and stamp out the "Your jokes are always amusing." So this is the first time I'm using this stamp set, so that's one of the reasons why I love using the mini Misty, because if it doesn't stamp out well for any reason, you can just go ahead and restamp. So I've placed it where I'd like it on the banner, and I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp it. So I've inked everything up and pressed it in, and it stamped out really well. So the next thing I'm going to do is grab another color of ink, because I want to stamp in orange right underneath this greeting here. So now I have the Happy Father's Day there. I'm going to go ahead and close this so I can pick it up, and I'm going to use the Lawn Fawn Carrot ink to stamp out Happy Father's Day. So it came out perfect, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on the banner I created, and then use the glue tape again just to put it on the inside of my card. So here we have the completed card with the little fish that will swim in the lake, and the two little critters here, the Papa Moose and the Baby Moose, and I love the sun that's peeking out behind the hills. And on the inside, when I open it up, we have our greeting, "Your jokes are always amusing. Happy Father's Day." So I hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope you have a great day.